What's up YouTube, Jareth Smith here, and today I'm going to fix your knock knees. Knock knees is a common postural defect which can lead to injury or chronic pain in the knee, hip and lower back. Now an easy way to test for this is to do a squat in the mirror and look to see whether your knees fall inwards, and if they do then you're probably suffering with this condition. Now this condition is bad because it puts unnecessary strain on the ligaments and joints which just aren't capable for that amount of pressure. It also messes up the whole biomechanical chain of the lower body. I've already used an example of the squat. When you squat, your knees fall inwards. It's going to put more strain on the knee and leave you open to loads of injuries. But in everyday life, this is going to translate over into. So when you're walking around, if you're running, jumping, climbing stairs, it just leaves you prone to lots of injuries and chronic pain in the knee, hip and lower back. Now it's important to note that you can get this condition on one side of your body, and if that's the case for you, just do the exercises for that one side. So if we take a look at the whiteboard, I'll tell you how and why knock knees occurs. So the femur medially rotates, causing the knees to fall in towards each other. Now there are two main causes why the femur medially rotates. One of them is flat feet. Now I've addressed that in a recent video. I'll put a link in the description below where you can check that out. And the other reason is the adductors, which run up the inside of the thigh, become very tight and tonic, and the abductors become on the outside of the thigh become very weak and loose. So the first thing we want to do is stretch out the tonic abductor muscles, which run just up here. So they run from here to our pelvis, just like so. We want to stretch and foam roller these muscles first for that myofascial release before we start to strengthen the abductor muscles. To start, we're going to do a stretch called the butterfly stretch. For this stretch we need to sit on the floor, turn the soles of our feet together and then push our knees out as far as they can go and bring our heels in towards our butt. We want to hold this stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds and do 2 sets of this. Next we can do a single leg straddle stretch. To start this, we're going to go on our hands and knees and then put the leg that we want to stretch out to the side straight with our foot flat on the floor. You should feel the stretch all throughout the adductor muscles. Again, we want to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds and do 2 sets of this. If you can't feel the stretch, then you just increase the base a little bit and then you should feel the stretch in the adductors. Lastly, we're going to foam roller the adductors. Now this exercise looks a bit weird, a bit funny. So you're going to place the foam roller on the inside of your thigh, on the adductors, and we're going to roll up and down the adductors, putting as much weight as we can on the adductors. If we find a place which causes a little discomfort, then we just want to hang out there for about 15 to 20 seconds and then continue rolling for about 2 minutes. So there was the stretches and foam rolling for myofascial release of the adductors. Now we want to strengthen the abductors, which run up the other side of the leg and attach to the pelvis, and the lateral rotators, which go from the greater trochanter of the femur round again to the pelvis. Okay, so for these exercises are going to strengthen these muscles and realign that patellar tract so we don't get that pain and inflammation. So the first exercise we want to do is quite simple really. We want to stand on one leg, use a chair or table or something like that for balance, and we're just going to do an abduct motion. So that's just lifting our leg up to the side of the leg we want to strengthen. Make sure our foot is flexed still, lifting it up as high as we can, nice and slowly down. We want to do as many as we can and do 3 sets of this. I want you to build up to 30 repetitions, because that's really going to build up the strength and endurance in these muscles. The second one is very similar to what we're going to do, but it's going to be a lying abduct. So we're going to lie on the floor and do the abductor motion against lifting our leg up and down. Again, doing as many reps as we can, building up to that magic number of 30 and doing 3 sets. Okay, the last exercise we want to do is a squat. Now you can do this weighted if you want with a barbell, or just body weight squats depending on your fitness level and your athleticism. If you're doing weighted squats, I want you to do 3 sets of 12 with an appropriate weight. And if you're doing body weight, again 3 sets building up to 30 repetitions. For this you want to squat down so your legs are parallel with the ground, just below. And then I want you to concentrate on squeezing your glutes, which are your butt muscles, and pushing your legs out to the side. Don't let your legs fall in, because that will negate the whole reasoning behind doing it. So squatting with proper form, pushing your legs outwards. Perform these exercises about 3 times a week, add them into your routine and see whether it helps. If you are still suffering from lower back pain, make sure to check out my video on flat feet. It may give you an insight on why your knees are still hurting, your hips are still hurting and your back's still hurting. Try the exercises on both videos. If it helps, then great. That's all I have to say for this video. See you in the next one.